What's up guys, Kevin Cage here with another crypto update. In today's video, we're going to dive into ALGO and some recent news related to Algorand, along with joining the Bank of Italy and 30 other financial institutions at an event to illustrate how bank and insurance guarantees can be issued on a distributed ledger. This is a project I personally like, and I first started buying ALGO when it got listed on Binance US back in 2019. Be sure to like and sub, all links are in the video description, and let's kick it off. Okay guys, so kicking it off with Bank of Italy here. Now this was back in July. We can see integrating DLTs with market infrastructures and analysis and proof of concept for secure DVP, this is delivery versus payments, between TIPS and DLT platforms. And as we can see with a quick control find, we can find Algorand mentioned right here. Now they're highlighting Algorand right here, and they're also discussing TIPS. This is the Target Instant Payment Settlement platform to provide the settlement services of the cash leg. And remember that the ECB, the European Central Bank right here, launched TIPS, this payment settlement system, years ago. The TIPS service will enable payment service providers to offer fund transfers in real time, around the clock, 365. And I was resharing this back in November of 2021. Target 2 is integrated with the company Ripple with Task Network Gateway, this task group, and the European Union payment system. So I still have this screenshot available on Twitter, and they actually changed the link. As always, when you go to Task Group's website now, it just takes you directly to Insights. Of course, they'd get rid of it. This is a well-known document that a lot of people have seen probably in 2018, 2019, 2020, and we can see available network drivers, and we have Ripple. And under Task Network Gateway, we can also see Ripple, we have EBIX, SwiftNet, and SiaNet. And SiaNet, or SIA, the giant Italian banking consortium with probably over 600 banks today, that always reminded me of quants back in the day for interoperability. But now I'm speculating because we're seeing Algorand have some very deep ties with Italy, and of course the founder of Algorand, Silvio Micheli. So we can see treasury applications, payments, collections, etc. They got rid of the link, so let's see if we can find it on Twitter. Ripple Task Group, TAS. Because now it just takes you to the website, so they got rid of it entirely. Here we go. Look at Kieran Kelly sharing this back in 2018. Voila. So, watch. We're going to click this link that he posted, and you can see the end of the link says /Ripple. When we click that, it no longer takes you to that link. It takes you directly to Task Group's Insights page, which stinks. So we can see, and I'm actually going to bookmark this. So Task Group is a network provider, so we can see them mentioning and supporting Ripple years ago for real-time settlements, and this is a huge system. And as we can see this picture, we can see Task Group supporting all networks, all protocols, all transactions, managing multiple communication standards, leading payments and financial markets innovation worldwide. And this is what I'm referring to. Right down here it says, at the heart of the European Target 2 and T2S, or Target 2 securities, real-time gross settlement systems from the very start. And they support Ripple, or RippleNet. And remember this, a while back we had SIA partnering with Q&T, and I'm trying to remember how many banks this was. So at the time it was 570 European network nodes. And just for a little more background, we can see that SIA, this Italian banking consortium, actually partnered with R3 as well. So we have R3, we have Quant, accelerating the adoption of blockchain apps by 600 banks and corporates. And now, of course, with recent news, banks to use Algorand's public blockchain for the Italian digital guarantee platform. We're going to talk more about this, but as we do a control find for SIA, we can see these solutions have been implemented by the payment network firm SIA. So now when I see the Bank of Italy, I'm going to be thinking of Algorand for sure, and we'll explain why, along with R3 and even Quant. Now if we see Task Group, of course, tied directly to TIPS and this whole Euro system for payments, I'm also thinking RippleNet. And directly from the Bank of Italy on their website, as we scroll down to Algorand once again, it leverages a native feature of the chosen DLT that simplifies delivery versus payment DVP transactions, guaranteeing atomicity. And the definition of atomicity right here is the state or fact of being composed of indivisible units. As such, this approach needs the two systems to be directly connected to interact with each other. So this just came out, Algorand chosen as the public blockchain to support digital guarantees platform in Italy. The company joined the Bank of Italy and the Italian Insurance Authority IVASS, along with more than 30 financial institutions at an event in Milan to illustrate how bank and insurance guarantees can be issued on distributed ledger technologies, also known as blockchain. And the event was hosted by CTIF, a research center for technologies, innovations, and finance. And the CTIF advisory has been leading an ecosystem effort to develop a blockchain-based digital sureties platform that will serve the needs of Italy's banking and insurance markets. The platform is expected to become operational in early 2023 and will be the first time an EU member state enables the use of blockchain tech for bank and insurance guarantees. And most important, guys, Algorand is the only public blockchain that the digital sureties platform uses. That is massive. So price performance for Algo this year, absolutely terrible. I'm hoping 2023 is orders of magnitude better. and I'm referring to price action. It's expected that a significant percentage of bank and insurance guarantees will leverage DLT as part of Italy's National Recovery and Resilience Plan. The European Union allocated roughly 200 billion euros to Italy, the largest allocation made to any country to be used for co-grants and co-loans as part of this recovery plan. In quotes, we selected Algorand because of its unparalleled level of innovation and security among permissionless DLTs, as well as because of its leadership and sustainability. Our goal is to help Italy not only recover from the economic impact of the C word, but also excel through innovation and leadership. Our ecosystemic projects are meant to help generate strategic platforms such as the Digital Sureties platform supported by Algorand. We believe these platforms can and will dramatically contribute to the country's competitive sustainability for the benefit of all. And directly from the founder of ALGO, in quotes, through Algorand's technology, we can help solve for many critical issues facing financial institutions and governments across the world today, bringing opportunity and inclusion to communities in need everywhere. And Silvio Micali is an absolute genius, and he's very, very well respected. As we can see right here, Silvio Micali, Italian computer scientist and MIT professor. Also, we have Binance completes integration to USDC US dollar coin on Algorand's network. And also I see a lot of information and concerns with crypto exchanges going down, and especially aimed towards Binance. So once again, not financial advice. I am not leaving any crypto on an exchange. It's just not worth it. And unless I'm actively trading, I get it off an exchange and put in cold storage. I don't want to lose sleep at night, and we just never know what the future holds. So even before any bad news or even potential FUD comes from any exchange, we should already know this. Do not store your crypto on an exchange. An exchange by definition is a platform to exchange, buy and sell. It is not a custody solution, and hopefully a lot of these exchanges really get in gear and improve the custody in the years ahead with proof of reserves and other things like that, but you get it. Now a little bit more about Algorand. On OMFIF's website, the omfif.org, looking at the DMI symposium, we can see Ripple and Algorand, two heavy hitters in the Web3 space. And remember, OMFIF is a $43 trillion, with a T, $43 trillion think tank right here for central banking, economic policy, and public investment. So people can complain about the price action, I get it. 2022 is rough, but I'm not going anywhere. We're seeing these organizations building, expanding, and they have ample funding for the future. And right on this website, algorand.foundation, you can come up to the ALGO and click introduction and also read the tokenomics and the transparency report. So we can see decentralizing governance, introducing the ALGO. The ALGO, or ALGO, ALGO, is the native token of the Algorand blockchain and is one of the most versatile tokens in crypto. It is used to pay for transactions, purchase on-chain items such as NFTs, purchase goods and services, participate in decentralized finance as an investor, participate in governance and voting and earn rewards, and also secure consensus among participation nodes to secure the network. You can see Algorand is available on a variety of exchanges, and you can always just look up the project directly on CoinMarketCap for anybody brand new to crypto. When you type in Algorand in the top right, you just come down, click markets, and you can see a variety of exchanges and the pair that's required. And I personally use the Pera wallet, PERA. You can also go to ecosystem.algorand.com, building an interoperable ecosystem to see the newest projects and infrastructure. So we can see DeFi, different projects to watch, marketplaces, and a variety of tools. And according to Crunchbase, we can look at the Algorand Foundation. Algorand has raised a total of $300 million in a single venture fund, Algorand Foundation. And it looks like Algorand's foundation has plenty of employees, as you can see right there. Now let's dive into this recently published transparency report, and we'll go over a couple more things and call it a day. So the Algorand Foundation Transparency Report, specifically going over April and September of this year. We can actually click this link and take us directly to the Foundation wallet addresses and track their Algorand specifically, so we can actually copy this address. We could go to algoexplorer.io and actually paste one of these addresses in there and hit enter. We can take a quick look at what they've been doing and see the transaction ID. You can see the block, how old it is or how long ago it was, and the amount of Algorand being sent or received. So we can see 50 million Algorand on the move. Let's click this transaction ID. We'll click this transaction ID and we can see the timestamp and the date. You can see that it was multi-sig or multi-signature. And we can actually check the sub-signatures as well. You can click more information down below and get even more info and see the overall fee. Very impressive. So right here, the past 6 months saw several systemic events in the broader crypto ecosystem. Tell me about it. The collapse of Terra Luna, the bankruptcies of 3AC or 3 Arrows Capital, the fund, affected protocols and different hacks, of course, the most important of which, for the purpose of Algorand's Foundation reporting, was the HODL Knot bankruptcy. Note that the FTX default occurred outside of this reporting period. However, our exposure there was limited to $1 million. So it looks like they did lose $1 million per FTX. They did not have exposure to Luna, UST, of course the stablecoin, or 3AC, which is good, therefore suffered no loss from their collapse. And when these huge institutions that hold tons of Bitcoin, or even a top 20 project like Luna, when it falls, it's going to take Bitcoin down with it. It's going to take the altcoin market down with it. People are going to suffer and have to sell their Bitcoin holdings, Bitcoin dumps, then a variety of alts come down. So it has this death spiral type of effect, especially regarding any type of stablecoin ecosystem. We do, however, have a contractual claim against the estate of 3AC for an excess of $50 million US. This claim results from a breach of a locking agreement related to their OTC cash purchase of ALGOs in Q4 of 21. And they're pursuing legal action to enforce this claim. We can see $35 million exposure to HODL. Man, I mean, this explains a lot of the price action most likely, but wow. During the past 6 months, the Algorand project has matured from its bootstrap phase into a vibrant blockchain ecosystem, with 808 new decentralized applications launched on the mainnet. And since April, their DeFi ecosystem has grown from 121 million ALGO tokens in TVL total value locked to 400 million ALGO at the end of September, so that is over 3.3x growth. Now that's definitely good for the long term. I expect TVL for a variety of these layer ones to do very well. Regarding the governance program implemented at the beginning of this year 2022, they saw a large increase in participation over the past reporting period, marking an important further step towards decentralization and adoption, starting with 1.7 billion ALGO of commitments in the first governance period, which was 30% of the then circulating supply. And the good thing about ALGO, it is a completely finite supply at 10 billion. So there will never be more than 10 billion tokens whatsoever. Once all of that is out, and there's adoption and these dApps and applications are transacting tons of ALGO on a daily basis. The idea is with a finite supply that can reduce the supply, and when there's demand, there is scarcity of the token, therefore creating a ground floor. So today's circulating supply has reached 7 billion or 70% of the total fixed available amount of ALGO, 10 billion. So we can see CoinMarketCap right here, the max supply, 10 billion. And then this amount in circulation, I would have to confirm if it's exact, but very close. And remember, XRP started off with a total supply of 100 billion, but it's also finite, and there is a minuscule burn rate to prevent spam, but 100 billion versus 10 billion. And then HBAR also has a maxed cap supply of 50 billion. So in the scheme of things, I think the total supply of ALGO is okay. Because as I've shared, we're working with Bank of Italy, we're working with OMFIF, a $43 trillion think tank. They're working with central banks and huge governments, so the idea is the use cases could be so big, it doesn't really matter. The use cases could be so big that a large supply is actually needed to lubricate the system. So we can see governance rewards, early backers, ecosystem support. So overall, it has been a heck of a year for ALGO, even since September of 21, around $2.50, crashing over 90%, like most alts in this market. We can see some different support levels. We're definitely at one today, and then the next level below would be about that 20-cent area, as you can see, since 2019. Now, if ALGO ever even just goes back to its previous all-time high, that is a 1,000% move, so technically a 1,000% increase plus the initial investment, that is an 11x return if we got to that high. Now, we did have some crazy wicks on some liquid exchanges, and ALGO actually went as high as almost $5.50. To get back up to that level, that would be a 2,300% move, or over a 24x return. Let's hope that 2023 brings the pop that we've been waiting for. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate hitting the like button and subscribing. Let me know your thoughts down below. And as always, my link tree is linked right in the top of this YouTube video description, with all links, crypto resources, and discounts. I'll catch you in the next one.